You never know who you're going to run into, so you should always treat each person you meet with as much kindness as you possibly can. What's going on, YouTube? My name is Lance, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about a happy-go-lucky, pot-smoking millionaire. Can you imagine working at a job where you do the same thing day in, day out? People come in and order the same thing day in, day out, and you receive the same tips day in and day out. But yet, you meet one person that changes your life forever, even though they started ordering the same thing that everybody else orders. Well, this situation happened to a restaurant worker in Chamberlain, Saskatchewan named Cliff Luther. One of his customers by the name of Bob Herb wrote down a check for $10,000 just for some burger and fries. Herb says he still cracks up about the reaction that he got from Cliff when he handed him the check. Herb said that Cliff was so befuddled by the check that Herb actually had to get up and go flip his own burger. Of course, man! You just gave a dude that works at a mom and pop shop a check for $10,000 that would have taken him months upon months to earn. I personally probably would have stopped in my tracks and shed a tear or something. I probably would have been like, you know you wrote down 3 more zeros than you should have, right? Then when Herb would have said, oh no, that's the right number, I would have been like, what? I would have had to say, excuse me, walked over to my boss, told him I'm taking the rest of the day off, and then taken about 5 or 6 more steps and just passed out. I mean, $10,000 is not a ton of money, but to somebody working in a mom and pop shops, and shit, for me, that's a lot of money can get you by for a really long time, and it could be a life-saving amount of money, and in this case, it probably is. Cliff and Herb met last week when Herb, who is a marijuana activist, and his girlfriend Jenny were driving home to bury Herb's father's ashes, and then they stopped at the restaurant. This is when Cliff noticed all of the pins and stuff that Herb was wearing, and they started to talk. They ended up getting on the subject, the fact that Cliff had a daughter who was diagnosed with cancer, and that struck a chord with Herb because he had just lost his son about 4.5 years ago. Herb was also struck by Cliff's willingness to be open-minded and learn things from different perspectives. So a couple days later, Herb came back to the same restaurant and gave Cliff the $10,000 tip. Cliff hasn't cashed a check yet, but he doesn't have to worry about it bouncing or anything because Herb has made the headlines for winning $25 million in the lottery, and he also put $1 million towards a 420 fund. This 420 fund is going to help promote the legalization of marijuana. This act of kindness still gives me hope that humanity still has some way of shifting itself towards helping others and being loving and kind towards other people. Which leads me to my video question of the day. If you were given a $10,000 tip, how would you react? That's gonna do it for me today, guys. Don't forget to like, share, comment, most importantly subscribe. Again, my name is Lance, and I'll catch you guys on the next upload.